In the news with Addie Banks. What's happening in your world that transforms our worldview? How is ethnic relations fueled by what we see and read? What media messages do you ingest and digest daily? Who are you in today's media-driven world? Let's review the headlines. In the news, June 10th and 11th, 2021. Why Colorado is throwing its doors open to undocumented immigrants. Jewish Democrats clash with Ilham Omar after comments on U.S. and Israel. People are scared as gang activity fuels Portland violence. Zap the bad people. Priti Patel renews calls to arm all frontline police officers with tasers. Do not come. Blowback would be worse if Kamala Harris had come off as soft on immigration. Half of the pandemic's unemployment money may have been stolen. Black Columbia professor urges anti-racist parents to pull students from New Jersey prep school. CBP, more than 180,000 migrants encountered at the border, but fewer unaccompanied children and families. Trump said he might have banned Facebook as president, but Zuckerberg kept calling and telling me how great I was. JBS settles Muslim discrimination lawsuit for $5.5 million. Oxfam training guide blames privileged white women over root causes of sexual violence. All this root causes immigration talk by Kamala Harris is a cop-out. California Latino caucus rebukes Harris for "do not come" immigration warning. Bigotry exists in our communities. Florida man faces 30 years in prison for racist slurs against Asian American family. Museums guard Yemen's past as war wreaks present. What will it take to get a Black woman elected governor? Here's what Africa's telecom sector is doing with its booming global funding. Biden to troops. Military told me that global warming is greatest threat to America. 50 Black women have been killed by the police since 2015. Most of the officers who shot them didn't face consequences. Transition from religious to spiritual among young people impacts Black culture. How Black pastors under 40 are trying to get their peers back into the pews. Conservative pundit explains why it's dangerous to dismiss Arizona GOP audit as a joke. More women are saying no to motherhood. Will society ever listen? Biden administration weighs in on Haiti's constitutional referendum. We oppose. Graduation ceremony inspires Harvard-bound student to give her surprise $40,000 scholarship away. Nigerian payments app Paga may be Africa's next unicorn. The end of Trump's presidency brought the U.S. one of the biggest spikes in global approval ratings on record. Afghan Hazaras being killed at school, play, even at birth. If you're California, the state wants to cover almost half of the cost of your new home. A veteran Secret Service official leads a group of Black police executives calling for reform. Here's what she says about it. Coyotes spew misinformation about U.S. border policy on Facebook, then cash in. Trump is reportedly crashing memorial services, living large like Napoleon at Elba. The West is the driest it's been in 1,200 years. raising questions about a livable future. Rashida Tlaib calls out Dem leadership for policing Ilhan Omar and Muslim women. Florida man faces 30 years for vandalizing Asian American families' vehicles, sending threatening messages as squirrel. Reputed MS-13 gang members get life in prison for brutal Maryland stabbing death. Black Republican lawmaker said he's being snubbed by the Congressional Black Caucus. Judge dismisses lawsuit against McDonald's by Black franchise owners. As Germany acknowledges its colonial-era genocide of Namibia, the brutal legacy of diamond mining still needs a reckoning. Almost half of LBG professionals experience discrimination at work, and it's even worse for people of color. Mexican stocks gain appeal as President Lopez Obrador loses popularity. Eighth grade girl blasts school board for policy that would allow boys into girls' locker rooms. 50% of Indian Americans experienced discrimination in past years, study finds. Migrants keep crossing despite risks and Border Patrol apprehensions. Judge suspends debt relief program for farmers of color after conservative law firm White farmers sue Biden. EU border agency failing to stop illegal migrants entering Europe despite massive funding boost. Man shot 6-year-old, attacked him with a sledgehammer for leaving his bike on front lawn, family says. Thousands of unreported COVID deaths emerge in India. In the news. Know what is happening in your world. We will summarize headlines about ethnic relations worldwide, U.S. and world politics, how globalization impacts you, homeland stability, who is speaking for you. Subscribe today to every Homeland YouTube channel.